Origin just wants to reaction. I'm away from home again, and yeah, people have been complaining that I'm not posting as much as I say I'm gonna. Sometimes shit like this happens, so I decided to make some videos from mobile if I can. So if this is too annoying, comment down. I guess I'll stop it. I don't know. Right now I'm making this from my mobile. So this is what would happen if Ynnead actually woke up. I don't know who Ynnead is. Yeah, but this is Warhammer 40k. It's by the channel Majorkill, obviously. This has something to do with Slaanesh. Apparently Slaanesh is in trouble. This lore I need to go deep about, so I'm gonna find some big videos soon. But yeah, there you go. I guess Ynnead. Let's watch it.
G'day guys and gal, it's no
There we go.
secret that the Eldar lore has been sucking really hard recently. All their plot lines either leading nowhere or just getting straight up abandoned. This was entirely due to bad writing by GW, as they supposedly wrote themselves into a corner with the creation of Ynnead, a new plot point that had the potential to dramatically shake up the setting. However, with GW not wanting to actually shake things up for the Eldar, the awakening of Ynnead has been more or less postponed indefinitely.
This is
But
new?
what if Ynnead actually woke up? What would happen in the setting? What would happen to Slaanesh and the Eldar? Would it actually have that much of an effect on things? Before we get started, there's something that's been missing from the channel for quite some time now. Almost like we haven't had a piece of Majorkill. But that piece is missing no longer as we dive back into the October Surfshark sponsorship. That's right, baby, we're back. If you've been around for a while now, you'd know that we used to do monthly Surfshark VPN sponsorships for like a year and a half straight. And after a small hiatus and some cheeky negotiation, we're back in action. What is a VPN? Why should you use one? And why should you choose Surfshark over the others? A VPN is an incredibly versatile software that
Yeah, people, go to surfshark.com. Yeah, there's an original video page link in description. Go there and support Majorkill. Yeah.
guarantee. Cheers to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. Today we'll go over what would happen if the Elder God of Death Ynnead awoke, as well as the methods that could potentially wake him up. Now let's get into it.
This picnic was a great idea.
Thank you.
Candlelight dinner of sandwiches.
पर ब्रेड बटर तो लिए नहीं आज सेल डे नहीं है ना
What? Bread butter खरीदने के लिए forget that Thursday sale. Big basket है, हर दिन सस्ता. Big savings, big basket.
Dumbest idea ever.
Yep, I don't know how to pause this video and I don't skip ads because that's how creators like Majorkill get revenue. So there you go. I'll try to edit it if I can, but we'll see. Maybe I have to post it from mobile.
To give some context, the Elder have basically been eating various degrees of dick for the last 10,000 years. The craft worlds are dying one by one, maiden worlds are getting overrun or destroyed, and Comora is having all kinds of its own issues. The biggest issue that the Eldar face is due to Slaanesh having a claim on the entire Elder race's souls. This has severely kneecapped them. Craft worlders can only breed as fast as they can collect spirit stones, which in itself is a very risky endeavor, whilst Dark Elder can only leave the webway for short periods of time lest their souls be consumed. Then Games Workshop offered a solution. The Elder God of Death Ynnead, a being with a greater claim on the Eldar than Slaanesh, who could take their souls into himself and reincarnate his followers.
Wait a minute, I do remember this. So many Warhammer videos I would do, like, there was a video where somebody talked about, I don't think it was Majorkill video, or some other video, I think it was Briggy, I don't know. Yeah, he did talk about, Eldar God of Death. And he was like Revoker again. That would make sense, like, Slaanesh is taking all the fucking souls. Ynnead is the God of Death for Eldar. You would need the souls. I hope there's like a, major battle between these two. All Warhammer thing usually centers around Imperium or Space Marines or whatever, or their, fight against things. Right now it's like their fight against Tyranids. But this would be good, like in Sideshow, there's like this kind of a major titanic battle is happening. That would just like, I like the one protagonist things, but sometimes I like when it branches out. But that makes it more.
Allowing Dark Elder to freely roam real space and for craftworlders and Exodites to no longer need to carry spirit stones. It was said that if awoken, Ynnead would fight and beat Slaanesh, freeing the countless Elder souls that have been consumed since the fall of the Eldar. This sounds pretty lit, but the lore around it was handled fucking atrociously. It started cool, a new band of Eldar heroes going across the galaxy and doing cool shit. However, it became a bit of a joke when Slaanesh sent a single demon that was basically able to fuck up all the heroes despite only using 1% of its power. The demon wasn't even Fulgrim or a known greater demon like Enkari, just some random new one that was apparently super powerful. The demon then told the Eldar, after its mere illusion almost beat the greatest Eldar heroes, that Slaanesh doesn't give a fuck about them and and they offer absolutely zero threat. The
I
lore was so
mean-
bad that GW then canned the Ynari storyline and basically made the awakening of Ynnead impossible. They did this by putting the final Crone Sword in Slaaneish's palace itself, somewhere that just isn't accessible for the Elder. This is problematic, as the main way the Ynari are seeking to awaken Ynnead is by collecting all the Crone Swords, so therein lies the issue. I actually made a video about how GW could fix this shitty Ynari lore with this exact setup. Still waiting for my book deal on that one. I bet it's arriving in the mail and...
Yeah, Warhammer has gotten so big that there are fans. There are like Majorkill basically. There are many fans like that, or even hardcore one who makes stories and this like fantasy element of how they would have done it. Also, GW has hired a lot of these people as well for it. So it's not that hard to find people that will be like this, hardcore, right? They know where things are going. Because Warhammer is one of those things like where you can't fuck up things, right? There was a talk about how in Bethesda Game Studios in Elder Scrolls might mess up lore going forward, and even they said it like we will retcon it if we need it, because even they know that's too much. Warhammer is even insanely bigger than that ever could. Elder Scrolls could ever could. So they need something like this. They can't just willy-nilly, screw up things like this. Especially now when they're like getting big. They're getting TV show with Henry Cavill and things. So they're getting big. This is not time to fuck up. And I'm just thinking about Ynnead and Slaanesh fight right now. Imagine Ynnead actually fighting Slaanesh and Slaanesh actually enjoying it. Yeah, daddy. Just Ynnead like, what the fuck are you?
day now. Damn postage network letting us down. But instead of today looking at how we could unfuck it, what if it wasn't fucked in the first place and the Elder were actually able to retrieve the final Crone Sword or do one of the various other things to wake him up? What would happen? Well, just because Ynnead is prophesied to kill Slaanesh and free the Elder doesn't mean it will actually happen. Well, just because Ynnead is prophesied to kill Slaanesh and free the Elder doesn't mean it will actually happen, or at least not happen very quickly. I could be prophesied to fuck a bloke in the ass, but that could be 30 years from now, or potentially not at all if I decide to slice my dick off prior. Prophecies constantly eat shit in Warhammer because important people make random decisions. The return of Gilliman and the line will...
So that's not really prophecies, is it? It's promise. Do GW don't know the meaning of prophecy? Prophecy happens by some random dude. He's guessing or making a promise at best. If prophecy happens by like these powerful beings, then it should be a prophecy, right? Otherwise they don't know what the fuck they're talking about if it doesn't happen.
Both completely unforeseen, which changed most prophecies in the galaxy. Even Magnus was confused as hell when it all happened. We also know that gods are quite limited in their scope of direct power, and need to use their mortal followers to enact their will. Chaos has a god of war, knowledge, disease, and nipple piercings, all with their own hordes of demons, and they are still struggling against the Imperium, whose god is a crusty skeleton with his balls hooked up to an intergalactic car battery. The Elder also already have a couple gods still around. Kind of. So there's no reason why Ynnead would be this uber powerful mega god.
Why did you put that image in my head? God damn it. Imagine Emperor comes back, it's like, you son of a bitches. You know how uncomfortable I was? Just remove that wire there. Oh, you mean there? Yeah, there.
God. After all, Slaanesh was able to beat the entire Elder pantheon. Why should Ynnead be able to instantly clap her? So no, I don't think it would be Ynnead wakes up and Slaanesh goes kaput. More likely, the Elder would receive various buffs and go from becoming a dying race to an active player. A lot of Dark Elder have been joining the Ynari for obvious reasons. It literally removes their debuff. So if Ynnead actually awoke properly, then the billions of Dark Elder who are stuck in Comera could venture forth in massive Elder armies. The thing is, with how fucked the current setting is, it wouldn't even just be Elder versus Slaanesh. This resurgent Elder army would fight the Necrons, the Tyranids, the Imperium, and Chaos. It could also reveal the dark side of Ynnead, perhaps the desire to spread death to all corners of the galaxy, or maybe the Elder can start unleashing their true power upon the lesser races. Maybe it's not that dramatic and the Ynari remain a side faction, a cult dedicated to their death god in a similar way that the Harlequins are dedicated to their laughing god. There's a lot of maybes here because the lore just...
Or maybe after the creation of Slaanesh, after all the debauchery, they might go with how Tolkien's, elves do, right? Preservation of nature, staying away from shit. They might chill out a bit. Like, we know where this is going, we're not going to do that again. So they might get powerful. If anything, they might actually become like that. Like, before it was like struggle. Now it's like we are powerful, we can defend things, and we'll make sure that nobody gets that powerful. Actually might police the universe. Who knows? Because they already went through this shit.
Isn't that certain. However, we can tell by the way that Slaanesh is just having a laugh with the Ynari that even if Ynnead awoke, it wouldn't necessarily be an immediate threat to the Prince of Pleasure. More so an annoyance, as suddenly someone else would begin consuming the Elder souls. Learn to share Slaanesh, you greedy fuck. There's also the potential for Elder demons to become a thing. After all, the warp gods of chaos produce a shitload of demons, whilst the Emperor is able to convert mortal heroes into demons. Living Saints, the Sanguinor, and the Legion of the Damned are all technically demons, just created by the empowerment of mortals instead of the Emperor cutting shards off himself. So in a similar vein, Ynnead could have his own method of demonic creation, perhaps using the souls of the dead to create them. After all, what the fuck do you think the Yenkani is? Overall though, this is why I want Ynnead to awaken. I don't think it's the setting shake-up people would believe it to be. More so just gets the Elder back into the game and allows them to stand on their own feet, not just being the Imperium's bitch or some side faction that pops in here or there. The Elder are currently the only faction that's actually just fucked. The Imperium just got the Lion and Gilliman, the Orcs have a juiced up Gazkul, Chaos is getting Demon Primarchs back left, right and center, the Tower the strongest they've ever been, and there's a shitload of Tyranids everywhere. Everyone is looking good, except the Elder. The Inari are AFK, the Phoenix Lords are all scattered and
you know Necrons are OP when you have to say Necrons are good, so that equals to everybody's being good, better, not just good. Everybody's at the top of the game and Necrons are good, so they're equal. Because if Necrons are top of the game, everything's fucked.
Webway, and the avatars of Cain get clapped by everyone and their cat. Now is a bit of fun. How would the Elder actually wake up Slaanesh? What are all the viable methods? Well, Eldrad try to be a bit cheeky and force the dormant, weak Ynnead to wake up by channeling the power of every dead Farseer in every craft world to perform a ritual. This would have in turn kicked both the Elder and the Imperium in the balls, which Eldrad saw as an acceptable sacrifice to wake up Ynnead and kill Slaanesh. This ritual was stopped by the Death Watch and cannot be attempted again. It did, however, empower Ynnead and change him from a dormant state to a semi-awake state, allowing him to choose Yvain as his champion, as well as create the Yenkani and constantly revive and empower his most
Yeah, one thing's for damn sure. Any godlike being, just being aware is threat enough. Look at how Emperor is right now. Like, there you go. Ynnead is now like not dormant anymore. It's somewhat alive. There you go. You can pull out from the background and just do godlike shit.
Powerful followers. So overall, it wasn't a total waste. The next method is the complete and utter genocide of the Eldar race, with their souls being directed towards Ynnead. This would allow Ynnead to awaken in a supercharged state, hopefully killing Slaanesh and freeing all the Eldar souls, who would then get reincarnated by Ynnead. As you can imagine, the Eldar don't really want to try this method, as the margin for error just isn't that good. Remember, not all the Eldar like the Inari or want to follow Ynnead. To many, the Inari is just a death cult, so they aren't going to willingly kill themselves for it. Another method for awakening is if the Elder are able to get their hands on a significantly powerful source of psychic energy and sacrifice it to Ynnead. It should wake the god up. Although mostly not canon, the game Inquisitor Martyr featured a powerful being known as the Ultima Anathema, basically a mega being with the power to kill the Chaos Gods. The game has multiple occasions of the Elder attempting to capture the Ultima Anathema in order to feed her to Ynnead, awakening the god of death. So by that logic, other super powerful beings, like the Star Child or the Emperor, could be fed to Ynnead to wake him up. Obviously, the Crone Sword ritual is another way to awaken Ynnead.
Did he just say Emperor could be fed to wake him up? Did he just fucking say that? He's gonna get lynched pretty soon. Heresy. Space Marines are gonna show up. Yeah. Imagine if it actually happens. Everybody's just relying on Emperor. Emperor this, Emperor that. Oh yeah, Emperor's just a fuel. Yeah, this is the new main thing now.
However, the Elder are one short. However, as I said, I made a video before that goes into how GW can make a lore-friendly, super awesome plotline for how the Elder can basically pull off an epic heist to retrieve the final Crone Sword from Slaanesh's palace. It also seems like Kira Gorach could awaken Ynnead through tricking Slaanesh. It's not clear how exactly, but it seems if Kira Gorach can bait Slaanesh into trying to attack him in the webway, which could then trigger the awakening of Ynnead, who could kill Slaanesh then and there. In a similar vein, if the Eternal Matrix, which is like the heart of the Elder afterlife, in which all Elder souls used to go after death to be reborn, before Slaanesh was a thing, if that was to be destroyed, which is possible as it technically physically exists in the webway, then the destruction of that would trigger Ynnead's awakening by blowing up the webway and birthing him from the ashes. So there are actually a few methods beyond killing the entire Elder race or retrieving the final Crone Sword. However, most methods are super risky or just straight up suck dick. The reason why so much emphasis has been put on the Crone Sword method being the only one that the Inari actually want to attempt, because the other methods literally fuck over the entire Elder race, even if they were to be successful. Like, who wants to destroy the webway? You wouldn't find a single Elder who would be down with that. I guess the point
I just said that, like webway, they're gonna kill webway. I think that's like one of the biggest power they have. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure like there is many methods that many other races can basically use to fuck up Eldar completely. Webway is the one that's coming in the way.
This video is to say pull your head out of your ass, GW, and give this thirsty whore some dank Eldar lore. If you enjoyed the video and you want to support the channel, then pick up the Majorkill merch. There's only 24.
Yeah, people, there you go. Ynnead, the death god of Eldar, is awakened somewhat, right? Yeah, this could branch out if they do it right, and I hope they do it right. Because I like Imperium, obviously. I like Emperor. I like slowly awakening all the Primarchs. I like the Emperor might get awakened. Well, I even like they're in the center of everything. But I need something at the side, right? Some major thing brewing there, some long ass storyline that slowly unfolds involving Eldar and shit. So I need this type of thing, because that's what makes some great lore even greater. Many things happening in the background, right? This is why I think that the more GW becomes stronger, the more like people like Henry Cavill makes TV shows, the more spotlight this gets, the more my hope is stronger that one day we might get an RPG level game which has many storylines, can branch out into multiple games like Elder Scrolls. Yeah. Alright, well, if you like my Rick, subscribe, and yeah, I guess I'll see you next time.